Deakin Uni EFNL match of the round. It is Rowville taking on Park Orchards in the Division 1 top of the table contest. I'm joined with Ryan Long. Ryan, how are you?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Trent. It's good to be down here, down at Seebeck Oval for a really big game. Both sides undefeated, 5-0 for the Rowville Hawks and 4-0 for Park Orchards. Keeping in mind that they did have the bye as well. But, I'm a bit worried being down here, Trent. I did have a few predictions in the pre-season about where Rowville would be, especially the men's side. I had them actually last, and 6 rounds in, they're undefeated on top of the ladder. So I've got a bit of criticism for that. So not sure how welcome I am down here, but I really love everything that the club is doing, from their junior program to their men's in Premier Division. They've done extremely well to get to Premier Division now, be a real contender there. And now their women's side, who are tracking, are really on the right track, better than on the right track. They've made some big improvements over the off-season, and to start 5-0 and not even really be challenged so far, they have been dominant.
So you mentioned their senior side exceeding your expectations there. They are to do battle later this afternoon with their reserves and senior sides taking on Park Orchards at Seebeck Oval. So if you're in the area, pop on down. The dew's sort of lifted. It's a cloudy day, but I'm sure the sun will come out later today.
We should avoid the rain, I would say, if we're lucky here. But certainly for this game, it's massive for, I think, Park Orchards to see how they're going to be tested against a Rowville side who, if you want to look at their recent track, besides taking away their win against Ringwood, their other 4 matches, they've kicked 45 goals in those 4 games and only allowed just the 2 goals. So that's incredible. It's an incredible offense that they have that many targets up forward. They've been able to generate so much scoring, but on the other way, they're defensively holds up really well, being able to intercept the ball and get a lot of run from the half-back line as well.
It's impressive stuff. I did scour the EFNL website last night, and what amazed me was that 4 of the 5 leading goal kickers in the comp are all Rowville.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show that their offense is off the charts at the moment, and if they can get it forward and deliver the ball inside 50 to their forwards, and hope they present well. It's on paper it's a one-sided affair, but you never know.
Yeah, and you won't find too many sides after 5 rounds to have a percentage of 880%. That is ridiculously good.
It's double Park Orchards.
Double the second, yeah. So exactly, which is a statement to what they've done so far with this club. But this is their big task, because if they can get over today and win comfortably, it's going to be hard to see how they're going to be stopped this year. And if you want to look back at last year, their record was 2-8. So obviously that season didn't finish, and there's other circumstances, but they brought in a lot of players. They've got a more experienced list. If you want to compare maybe the Rowville list to the Park Orchard list today, I think Park Orchard's probably their age demographic is a bit younger. So it really does come with a bit of experience, and even with the coach. A former Blackburn coach, Leanne Gill, for Rowville, which is really a really solid thing for the club, considering what the success that Blackburn has had over the recent years with women like her at the helm of the club. So it's a really strong, experienced lineup, and it's going to be interesting to see if Park Orchards can really stop that.
Yeah, it is, and just looking across at the scoreboard now, so we've just had the 19s wrap up. Park Orchards gaining the 4 points there, 8-11-59, playing Rowville 4-8-32, so could be a sign of things to come if Park Orchards can do the double with the women's.
Well, it certainly is, and as you mentioned before, the reserves and seniors here all today, which is great. Both clubs are just tracking along really nicely. Obviously in Premier Division, the men's, we were there last week for the Norwood Park Orchards game, where Park Orchards fell short just basically on scoring shots in. I think they had an extra 10 scores and went down by less than a kick, and it was a similar story the week before against Vermont. So they'll be looking to hopefully be able to a pinch a win against a Rowville side has done nothing wrong all year, and that's, look at that. If your women's and men's side combined 11 straight in this year, which is just which is just
crazy. Yep.
I don't think that. I think that would have to have exceeded even the club's expectations, and I know they were certainly mine. And I've copped that today, and I hope no one's. I hope that post gets deleted on social media. Don't go looking for that one.
But might share that straight after this.
I certainly won't. Just looking at Park Orchard's list. At the moment, we will hopefully be able to get an updated team list if there is any changes. I think that's coming right now. But what we've got at the moment, 14 players on the Park Orchards list. I don't know if that's changed.
We've just had 3 added to that, so 17.
It's a big relief because, to be playing against a top side in the competition without a full side and no bench would have been really tough. So in comes in the side is Gabby Petro, is that right? Petro. Oh, geez. Nisha Carmen and Natalie Schoolis.
Geez, you'd be hoping she doesn't touch it today.
We'll see how she goes today. But that is important for them just to be able to have at least one player on the bench. And if you do want to look at their list, there's some really talented players. Isabel Pollock was the league best and fairest last year for Division 1. Their side last year was pretty competitive. I think they won the 5 games and they lost a few just due to missing players due to injury or sickness. So if they can stay fit this year, this could be the grand final preview, and this is why this is such a big test. Even if they don't walk away with a win, just to be able to see how they match up against Rowville, who seems to be the benchmark of the competition, is really important. But even on their run, their 4 wins. No one's really come close to them except for that round 1 game against Beaconsfield, which was an 8-point win. Since then, they've had a 72-point win against Blackburn, a 49-point win against North Ringwood, and then a 50-point win against Ringwood. So, I think personally, I really rate North Ringwood and Ringwood have come up a division and been quite impressive. So, although they haven't been smashing sides as big as what Rowville are, they've still won comfortably, which is quite important.
Well summarised there, Ryan. You've got a good set of notes there. I'm glad that coffee spill earlier didn't affect any of that. But no, just scanning our eyes across the ground now. The warm-ups look to be completed and play set to get underway shortly. So bounce not far away. Yeah,
looking forward to it, and it's just good to be down at local footy. And if you are in the area, I don't know. I'm quite close to Rowville, but I'm sure it is out of the way of some people. But if you can get down here, I really recommend it, because obviously this will be a fantastic game. And as we said, a set of all games today should be really interesting results. And it's a nice oval. Did you play any footy down here ever? Did you ever come to?
No, I did. I've watched a fair bit of footy here. But no, it's certainly a good ground to play from. Good viewing ground.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not sure you've just made yourself known as to where you are to all our listeners as well, if they want to pop on down.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not good there. No. But no, certainly looking forward to today's top of the table clash. 2 heavyweights of the competition to get started in a second here in what is an action-packed day ahead. So, geez, how old do you reckon that umpire is, by the way?
Very young. Very young.
Has to be mentioned. Has to be mentioned. Not sure if you're capturing that on the broadcast there, but
it is good to see younger umpires get involved, though, because we have had a bit of a shortage in umpires this year, so right. Very important. But he's going to put the ball up now to start the game. Just waiting for the opening siren. It's Rowville versus Park Orchards. If you've just joined us down at Seebeck Oval, round 6. Both sides undefeated, sitting first and second on the ladder.
So that's the voice of Ryan Long to get proceedings underway here.
And up goes the ball. Bukaroom in the ruck for Park Orchards, gets the first tap. Try and just get a clearance out. It's going to be an important battle in the midfield if they're going to win today. And there'll be a ball up again, secondary ball up.
So the ground's, you'd think, starting to dry out. It was a lot dewy this morning, but the ball was slippery early, but hopefully a more free-flowing game later today.
Certainly is. Hodolak had the ball then, but was tackled. Another ball up, just edging closer to Park Orchard's goals. Can get a clearance out. Rowville try, almost able to get a quick snap out of the ball. And once again, it's tackled. Good pressure early from both sides. It's going to be a fascinating battle in the midfield. There's Izzy Pollock in the middle for Park Orchards. League best and fairest last year. She's lining up on Caitlin Taylor, which is another important play for Rowville. And the first clearance goes to Park Orchards, but it's a strong mark there. Simone Notman for Rowville. She goes wide towards the commentary side, tries to hit a target in Taylor. She kicks it towards the boundary line. Can they keep it in? They'll look to. It's good shepherd all over the top of her teammate.
Oh my God.
Right over the top of Caitlin Bell.
Bit of friendly fire there on the broadcasting side wing. Two Rowville players toppling over the top of each other.
Right over the top. Back in the ruck. Williams against Nixon. And a clearance out. Oh, great smother there by the Park Orchards midfielder. And they'll try and get it from Izzy Pollock to kick it forward. Can she keep it in front of one of our inclusions?
So it'll be a last possession rule going the way of Rowville here as they look to send it back down the line. Our view's a bit obstructed here, but Bell stands underneath it, unable to complete the mark, and the ball trickle over out of bounds again for a stoppage on centre wing. So the umpire will ball it up once again. It's been a stoppage-riddled opening term here. The two rucks go at it again. Clear possession won by Rowville, although the tap's straight down the Park Orchard's throat. They'll send it high down the line. Ray stands underneath it. She'll try and track it at ground level. Lays a good, important tackle, although it didn't affect the Rowville kick forward. The whistle's been blown and a throw, I believe, has been picked out. Ryan.
Yep, correct. And that's a free kick to Rowville. And they'll go inside 50 through Jones. Oh, and they've got a loose here. There's Brotto. Danielle Brotto lines it up to the square. Can they get a snap here from... it's just a behind from Bukaroom. And the first score goes to Rowville. One behind. Park Orchard's yet to score. Just 4 minutes into this first quarter. So Park Orchard's now the first kick out of the game.
So Bukaroom it was with the flying shot for a minor scorer. I hope I'm pronouncing that right there.
I think that is right, yeah.
Park Orchards try and exit through. Not when it is, I think. The kick's forward, although a good laying tackle not awarded by Park Orchards there. They'll fight for it at ground level. Pollock there. Can she get her hands free? No. Straight to Rowville. She's been prominent early in Hartnett. And a good mark's been taken there by Seedsman.
4 goals this year for Seedsman.
She'll drive it forward, a high up and under. 1-on-1 contest underneath it. And a good mark's been taken there by Panzer on the last line of defence. She looks to go on the outer side wing. Standing in underneath it is Bertoldi. She takes a good chest mark on that far side. Really testing her eyesight now. She'll drive it down the line. All Rowville it looks to be. So they fight for it at ground level. Shoved off it was a Rowville player there. And it stacks on that outer wing side, Ryan.
Yeah, one of the things they've done really well this year is just being able to lock it inside 50, their forward 50, and give them a lot of options. So they'll try and do that again and get a clearance inside. But here's Bertoldi for Park Orchards, a handball out right on the far side wing. And they're going to just trying to hold it up here. But Rowville get a handball out, trying to push forward. Looked like a push in the back there by Williams, the ruckman.
Just a blatant shove there.
Yeah, and it is a free kick, so Park Orchards will get a chance to go forward, but the kick hasn't hit its target in Rukavina, and that will be out of bounds. Rukavina, one of the Park Orchards' most important players last year in the side. Again, she's a crucial figure in this lineup. At Rowville with the free kick. That last touch out of bounds. She'll try and go inbounds. Denny's there. The quick tap, she gets the ball, and it's a good tackle by Taylor from Park Orchards. And there will be another ball up in the middle of the ground, Trent.
I just have to correct you there. Last possession rule, Ryan. So
last possession rule.
Got pulled up on it last week by our boss, Matty Fodia. So
yeah, I made the mistake at the Ferntree Gully game. So does that have to do with the boundary umpires? We haven't got the boundary umpires here today.
Yeah, no. Across all women's games, it's just a ball up, so they save that part of the game there with the throw-in as another stoppage. So the umpires ending their keep early here.
They do a fantastic job at local level.
2 rucks go at it again. The ball's kicked off the ground there. Kick forward now has gone about 15. It's a 2-on-1 contest at ground level. Can Park Orchards win out? No, it's a stoppage. So not much to make of this early stages here.
Been important for Park Orchards, though, just to not allow too much scoring. Haven't given up a goal despite probably Rowville owning much of the play. Again, they're just trapping inside 50. They'll get a chance to go forward again up to the top of the square. Out the back is Jeffers. And she can't quite get it. Can't quite get any space. And the defence there held up really well.
So what can they do here? Their deepest entry to date. Park Orchards win the hit out there. Although it'll go into the path of a Rowville player, and it's Brotto. It was fed to her advantage by the Park Orchards ruck, and she just ran into the path of goal and kicked a good snag, Brian.
Yeah, very impressive. I believe the skipper of the side, 9 goals this year. Just one of the more experienced players, really important up to their forward structure, and is going to be important today if they are to kick a winning score. But they probably needed it because this first 8 minutes they've trapped the ball in their forward half, and they probably needed a bit of reward for their effort.
So her 9th for the season, or is that 10 now?
That's 10 now.
That's 10 now. So double figures for Brotto there. She's had an impressive start to this year, as it's in defensive 50 for Park Orchards as they try and clear through Panzer again. She's been solid back there. Kicks down the line. It'll be a scrubby ball at ground level. They fight for it. Rowville get their hands out. Can they link up by hand? Kick's gone down the line again. Hard to sort of make out numbers and names here. The ball's just situated on that far wing side. Right.
Yep, and it's a ball up in the middle again. Rowville again with a clearance. And it looked like it was a free kick, and that's O'Connell Webb again. She had the last clearance forward. She's got a bit of speed to her.
She's been prominent early.
Yeah,
good
she
signs.
has.
Good
So
signs.
She'll look to see if she can get the ball inside 50. Not much leading options. She runs forward. Gets a bit of length on the kick up towards Jones. And umpire's paid a mark. Is that right? And that is a mark, and a really strong mark there by Rukavina. A couple of important plays for Park Orchards down back. Panzer, Rukavina. They're going to have a tough job ahead of them today. So Rukavina goes wide down towards the commentary side. They've got numbers around the ball. That's Ray. Spins around and kicks it back to the other side, and they get a mark. That's it. A chance for them to generate something going forward. Strong mark there by Hohen, Dakota Hohen that is. Takes her time, looks for the right option, and she looks to hit up Boel. Can't quite take the mark, and Rowville just swarm the area. And it'll be good for Park Orchards if they can just hold this up and get a throw up. That's a good result for them.
So Park Orchards backline definitely being tested early here, as we tick just about under the 10-minute mark in the opening quarter here. So they try and drive through by hand. They link up, gain an inside 50. Park Orchards here. The ball just bubbling about. Claimed is one of the Park Orchards midfielders, and there'll be another ball up. So the 2 rucks will go at it again. The kick's kicked forward, in fact, by Rukavina. She's been lively early. First sign of Rowville's backline. Can they hold up? Or a rush kick out of bounds. And it'll go the way of Rukavina.
Important to get the inside 50 there, but just completely outnumbered. There was 3 Rowville players, just the 1 Park Orchards. And just like that, it's almost a turnover. But Tegan Kite couldn't quite take the mark. They've got plenty of numbers around the ball again. And well done by O'Connell Webb. She's been everywhere so far. Kicks towards the line. And Bertoldi's there. Important player for Park Orchards. Kick on the boot goes forward to Rukavina. She goes inbound. Looking to take a mark there is Ray. Does well. I've got to find the right target. They've been kicking them. She has turned it over, and that's gone straight to Jones. She's had plenty of the ball early. And she's going to look to switch the ball out to the commentary side. But it's almost turned over, and look who's there. Izzy Pollack. Great tackle. Unlucky not to be rewarded with holding the ball. And Rowville get a chance to go forward again. It went through the hands of Seedsman. And There's Ray again that's able to get the ball off to Izzy Polak and into the middle of the ground. Bevan there, can't quite take a mark. Podolak tries just to get the ball forward. They've got some options, they've got some numbers, and there's a free kick awarded to Rowville here.
So a throw it was.
And Bridget Walharder.
Umpires have been red hot early. So she tries to hit up a short pass in Bell. She tracks it and collects it well, although handball missing the target of Tallier. And it'll go the way of Izzy Polak. So last possession rule going the way of Park Orchards here, as she looks to drive it back down the line. A one-on-one contest, although standing in the way is not Minute was.
Good mark.
She's been a stalwart back there to start, although Bell standing tall.
Strong hands.
A good overhead mark there on this broadcasting side wing. So she'll drive it to a one-on-one again. There is Jones. It's a 2-on-3 contest there. She'll fight for it at ground level. In pursuit there, and the ball will be locked up. So another forward half stoppage here for Rowville.
Just what I've noticed, they seem to be giving up a bit of height, Park Orchard. So the one-on-one contest you'd favour Rowville in. They've probably got to get those ground balls. Those ground ball gets to really have any chance of kicking a winning score today. It's the young umpire there, throws the ball up. Geez, right, he's very young. Good to see him out there. And Rukavine almost pushed in the back. The ball doesn't come out, and we'll get another ball up.
So Rukavina on her hands and knees there. She's been in amongst it early.
She has.
If you're just tuning in, Rowville kicked the first goal today. They drew first blood, 1-1-7. Park Orchard's yet to score. As the ball finds itself in Rowville's forward arc, that pocket area. Spinning out of trouble was a Rowville forward, although she's coughed it up straight to Park Orchards as they look to try and exit by hand. Going back at it is that girl again, Ray. Or Jeff as it was, sorry. As the ball's cleared by it now. Pollock now. She gets her boot to ball. She's shoved off the kick. Probably a downfield free kick miss there. As the ball's locked up right in front of us here, Ryan.
Yeah, well done by Park Orchard just to clear it out. They do look dangerous going forward, Rowville. So a ball up on the wing. The ruck there. It was Tegan Kite that got the first tap out. O'Connell Webb, first one to get the ball. And she's been able to, look like a throw. She has done well so far just to be able to always first to the ball. But Park Orchards now, through Taylor, chance to generate something going forward. The kick's good. Finds her target in Matilda Ray. This is where they probably struggled, just that last kick going inside 50. But that's a good one. Oh, through the hands there of Dakota Hohen. Couldn't quite take the mark. But she backs it up well, gets a handball out. Can they get something going forward? A short kick towards their forward line. Bowell's there. And Rowville's defence is just held up really strong, as we said before the game. They've only given up 3 goals in the last 4 games. Incredible. Today they lead 1-1-7 to Park Orchards yet to score. Big hit out by Tegan Kite. And a really strong tackle by Park Orchards. I like their pressure. They haven't been able to probably hit targets going inside 50, but otherwise around the ground they've been quite good with their pressure around the ball. Tegan Kite again in the ruck has been really important for Rowville in their first possessions.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. It's just been like they've had signs, or they've had good signs going forward. It's just that last kick that's their only blemish.
So they'll try and get a chance here, but Rowville have numbers around the ball. There's Denny. And a good tackle. And they do look dangerous around here, Park Orchards. They can just be able to get a hold on the ball free. But we'll get a ball up instead. But the tackling pressure has been great. Good to see from two sides that are undefeated this season in Division 1. Oh, well done by Rowville. The kick out was Walt Hutter. Couldn't get much distance on it, so we'll get another ball up on the far side. Just about 4.5 minutes left in this first quarter, Trent.
So it was Kite and Volhada linking up there in the ruck contest as the ball sits at ground level again. Missing her boot was a Park Orchards midfielder there, and she tries to link up by hand. hurried kick forward, goes to a 2-on-1 contest. Collecting it at ground level was Volhutta again, and she'll link up by hand with Bo Curran, who's been in the action early. They try and link up through that centre wing side by hand. A dumping tackle laid there by Morton, bringing her Park Orchards opponent to ground.
So we get another ball up. Tegan Kite's been very impressive in the middle, as we've said. The kick forward there by Morton. Got a bit of distance. The handball from Bukaroom. And they look to go inside 50 again. These one-on-one contests, they've done really well so far, Rowville. They do have a bit of height. The ball goes forward, and I've got a mark there. Well done. That's Amber Drew. Seedsman, apologies. Goes long, and that may just bounce through. If no one touches it, it will. Goal. Very impressive.
So Seedsman it was. There was a question of accuracy. I doubted her from that long range.
You had two options there to go the goal. They had a one-on-one in the forward 50, but she backed herself in, and she had the distance. She's a great kick of the footy, and a really good start for her. Rowville now lead 2-1-13. Park Orchards yet to score. Got just over 2 minutes in this first quarter to go. Down at Seebeck Oval, if you've just joined us. Division 1, both sides undefeated, and a ball up in the middle again. And pressure on Park Orchards now, Trent. They've got to respond. They've got to get one back. You know how hard it is to score against Rowville, and you give them a bit of a, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
They needed that goalkeeper role, didn't they, on that last line of defence there, as the ball kind of was kicked to the hot spot at about 15 out, but it just sailed over. So what can they muster up by the way of a response here? It'll be balled up in that same centre circle rather. So a big kick forward there by Hohen it was, although it's coming straight back into the waiting arms of her again. So kick to kick here in the centre ground as the time ticks under 2 minutes to go in this opening term. A good juggling chest marks taken there by Bowman. Their first real look inside 50, although standing in the way of it to take a good intercept mark was the Rowville defender there. She's got an option out wide here in Morton it was, sorry. She collects it at ground level. She'll go down the line now to that girl again, Seedsman. So finding her way here early after just hitting the scoreboard. Morton again will drive it back down into the path of Bell. Rukavana tracks it at ground level. She'll gain 10 or 15 by hand. So big kick forward now by Taylor. She's got an option inboard, although it's cut off by another Rowville defender in Denny it was. She'll drive it out onto that outer wing side.
Yeah, and here's Bukaroom running towards the ball, but she's beaten by Bertoldi. She does well, and she may be able to win it out here. She's got a teammate that can slam the ball forward. A one-on-one contest. Jones couldn't take the mark, but does well to keep the ball going. Rukavina looks to have won a free kick, first of the footy for Park Orchards. They've just got to hold on. Can't let another goal in the last 30 seconds go. She goes far on that outer wing. She keeps it in, but Rowville seem to have the numbers. Their skill today has been really impressive, just the way they move the ball. They don't miss too many targets, and as you saw before with Morton, just be able to link up, get the hands off. Very impressive. So in the middle, there's a chance of Park Orchards. Can they just pinch a late one? Really keep themselves in it. Oh, almost a good mark by Boel. Almost unlucky not to be paid it. They keep the ball going forward, but Rowville's defence has just held up all afternoon so far. And there's a siren. And good start by Rowville. 2-1-13 lead Park Orchards, yet to score. And a really good start. Rowville's goal kickers, Danielle Brotto and Rachel Seedsman. Trent, a good start. We'll go to a break in just a second, but you like the looks at Rowville so far?
It would be a tad unfair to say that Rowville had all the play. It probably shows on the scoreboard, but Park Orchards did have moments in that quarter where they were able to drive it forward, but just the structure of Rowville defensively, I thought their setup to be able to outnumber the Park Orchards forwards, especially in transition, was noticeable, and that's a clear a clear sign of
Yep.
of why they're in front at the moment. So that'll just about do us here. If you have got nothing more to add there, Ryan.
No, that's all good. Yep. Yeah, so we'll go to an ad break. You're listening to the Deakin University Match of the Round, Division 1, clash of the undefeated, Rowville versus Park Orchards at Seebeck Oval.
So welcome back to Seebeck Oval here. It's Rowville leading Park Orchards 2-1-13. They are yet to score, the away side. So I know the scoreboard wouldn't suggest, Ryan, but it has been an even affair.
You're absolutely right, Trent. Park Orchards, they do look impressive. They do look like the second best side in the league right now. Like they have plenty of the ball in the midfield. Their backline's held up pretty well despite trailing at the moment. It's just that last kick going inside 50, and that's, I think, more to the credit of Rowville. Their numbers down back. I think they took 3 or 4 intercept marks in that back 50 when Park Orchards did go forward. So they give up a bit of height, and I think that's why a lot of these one-on-one contests, Rowville are outbeating their opponents, which has been a bit of an issue for the Sharks so far. But they're easy fixes, I think. Otherwise, their backline's holding up really well. And unlike in previous weeks where Rowville has had big run-ons where they can kick 5, 6, maybe 7 goals a quarter, I can't see that happening today with the way they're structured down back. But if they are going to win and really challenge today, they do need to start putting the score on the board. And a lot of their stars, Alana Panza, Kristen Bertoldi, they get a lot of their ball in the back 50 and the back half and on the wing. So they do need to maybe have a couple of those players push forward. And you would look at maybe an Izzy Pollock, that would be able to win the ball inside their 50 and be able to sneak one, because I don't think they're going to take too many marks, so they are going to have to find goals elsewhere.
No, spot on there, Ryan. You mentioned the intercept marks that Rowville have had, and Notman there, Simone Notman, she's got a couple to her name, standing strong down back.
Yep.
as players get set for the second term here, just getting to positions. So
big second quarter. If you have just joined us and haven't been following Division 1, Round 6, both sides undefeated so far. Rowville 5-0 and 880% on top of the ladder. As the umpire balls it up in the ruck, Williams gets first tap for Rowville, hands off, and Rowville will try and get going forward. That was through Walhutter, has had a bit of ball early, and Ray for Park Orchards gets her hands off but doesn't really go anywhere. Getting another ball up. They've had a lot of really impressive players, Rowville. O'Connell Webb's one that's found plenty of the ball in the middle area. Same as Walhutter, who gets her hands off now to Taylor. Kick forward. Can they get another mark? They've been doing well with their one-on-ones. It was right in front of Danielle Brotto, the captain. Gets her hands off. And she's tackled there by 2 Park Orchards defenders. We'll get a ball up inside Rowville's forward 50.
So gang tackled there was Brotto, as it is Rowville kicking to the left of screen there, the cricket net side. Park Orchards will try and clear, although missing her boot was Hartnett there in congestion. As one of the Park Orchards girls holding her hand, I think, might have been kicking in danger there.
Yeah.
It is in fact Nixon, so fingers crossed. Pardon that she's all right there, but so the ball, it'll be we've sort of lost track here a little bit.
Looks like it'll be a ball up here just on the boundary side. Real big chance for Park Orchards to score here. They have been all right around the ball, and they get the first. Sorry, we're at the Rowville then, aren't we? They clear it out, but not as far as Shay Denny, who holds the ball up and will get a throw in. We are at the Rowville 50. You are right, they are going to the left of screen in the ruck. Tegan Kite. She follows up her work and gets a handball out to Walhutter. And inside 50 goes Caitlin Bell. The kick doesn't go far, and it's cut off by Matilda Ray. Really started well for Park Orchards. And she's going to go to the outer wing. And the kick was in front, but O'Connell Webb did really well again for Rowville to stop that. She finds the ball. Can she get it out and get a handball out? She just taps it forward like she's done all morning so far. And the kick slammed forward. But Park Orchards has got a few numbers around here that they can hold it up. hopefully get a bit of run on their own. Rukavina's there, but it's spilt out, and now Jones goes towards the square. It's either going to be a goal or, it's a goal. Well done.
Geez, that was impressive. And the goal umpire signalled for a super goal there. She stuck both arms in the air. But no, that was impressive stuff there.
Well, that's a thing. And then Daniel Brotto was on the line there, so even if it wasn't going to go through, they had a good chance to be able to take a mark on the line. So well done by Brotto to be able to shepherd that through.
It was a full wingspan shepherd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I don't think there is a bit of wind, but I don't think it's favouring either side. They've kicked two big goals from outside the arc on both ends, Rowville.
So Rowville kick clear again, 3-1-19 to Park Orchard, still yet to score as they try and go forward again. So the two rucks will go at it again as the ball's tossed aloft. And clearing it was Bell. She'll drive it forward. Sails over the head of the centre half forwards. Tracking it at ground level there is Jones. She fires a handball out to Brotto, it is, and she's got to kick the flying shot, and she's stoked. She's stoked with it too, and so she should be. Something out of nothing there in traffic. She just manufactured this right foot snap. Off balance she was. And it's fired through for Rowville's fourth of the day.
I have to say, Trent, it is danger signs now for Park Orchards. That's two quick ones in this second quarter. Daniel Brotto gets her second, and they're starting to look dangerous now in the midfield. So if they are able to keep going and win these centre clearances, it's going to be really tough for the Park Orchards backline to hold up. It's really important, this one, for Park Orchards just to be able to get something going forward. And we'll get another ball up.
So Rukavina and Bell there, it was. So the ball up again. Bell will track it. She's off balance, so loses her footing. And it'll be, although Rowville gain advantage, and it kicks forward there to Ray. She'll try and follow up her good work. The driving through was the Park Orchards backman in Bocarum. Or sorry, Nixon it was. To the outer wing side, and Pollock there. Her lovely left foot. It'll sail over the head of Bowman. She'll try and recover.
Good body work.
Uses her body to advantage there. Shoving the Rowville midfielder off to the line of the ball. The ball just bubbling about now at ground level. No clear possession won. Might be a stoppage, although Rowville try and clear. Missing her boot was Taylor. Driving it forward now was the other Taylor. The Taylor without the U, that is the Park Orchards variety. So the ball's still bubbling about. Ball's spent most of its time on the ground on that outer wing side. Ryan.
Yeah, there's a better last minute there for Park Orchards just to be able to win a couple of those clearances and those one-on-one contests to keep it going forward. They're going to try again, and the ball's there by Squillis, one of the ins this week, one of the late ins, just the one on the bench today. They're going to try and go inside 50 if they can, but Rowville will hold it up again. And very important for Park Orchards to get the next one. If you just joined us, Rowville 4-1-25. Park Orchards yet to score. 30 minutes to go in this second quarter. They've kicked two already in this quarter.
So sort of a stalemate, if you like, Ryan, to start this second term here.
But it's much better though. This is what they were doing in the first quarter, not letting Rowville use that run as much. But they've just got to be able to score themselves, and that's been the issue so far. Rukavina's first to get the ball, but she's tackled by two Hawks, including Amber Drew. Important play down back for Rowville. The ball up. Can they get a clearance here, Park Orchards? And they won't. And Park, it's been an interesting start to this second quarter. Players like Caitlin Bell
the free kick's been picked out.
Rowville free kick.
It'll go the way of Brotto. She's sort of staged a fall there. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but she's been gifted the free kick nonetheless. So Volhutta now has it at centre ground. She'll look wide into the path of Drew. She'll try and track it, tapping it forward. The ball looks to trickle over that white line there. So we'll have a ball up in front of the stands here at Seebeck Oval.
Weather holding up. Should be in for a good afternoon. So in the ruck again. Can Park Orchards get anything going? Danielle Brotto's moved a bit forward into the midfield. She's holding her woman there. She's had a hand on Jasmine Taylor. Taylor's probably unlucky to get the free kick. Another ball up.
It was a weird one, wasn't it? It was sort of just holding hands.
She has been impressive, Brotto. And header of the footy is Walhutter again. She's just been everywhere. She's one player that they're going to have to probably spend a bit of time looking into. Can they get anything going forward, Park Orchards? Oh, impressive tackle by Cornish. The ball gets let out down towards Park Orchards' end. But Rowville just have the numbers, as they have all afternoon so far. Or morning, should I say.
So there's Notman again. She just finds herself in that hole, doesn't she? Just standing there, setting up that wall. There's two rucks will go at it again. Winning the tap was Rowville. Bell will try and collect at ground level. She does that well. And can she spin it out of trouble? No, she can't. Coughs it up to the Park Orchards midfielder, and she's dumped in the process. Bertoldi it was. She'll gain a free kick because of it.
Yeah, it is free kick.
Although Rukavina's just said, I'll take it.
Bell certainly wanted it, but Rukavina will have a chance to go forward. Can they get a... they really need a mark inside 50. The kick forward by Bowman doesn't go far enough. They've got a chance now. There's Squillis, gets the ball first, but again tackled straight away, and they just haven't had any chance. As soon as they get the ball, they're tackled by a Rowville defender. And that's how good their back six has been this year. Can they get anything going forward? They're first to the ball. They are winning the ball first at times, but it's just a credit to Rowville.
It's just their pressure, isn't it? The pressure gauge is certainly lifted here. No real space for Park Orchards to move here. Sort of bees to a honeypot in that forward arc there of Park Orchards as Notman gets a kick forward only as far as Rukavina. Can she set something up here? She almost coughs it back up to Notman, although collecting at ground level was Pollock on her left boot. She sends a flying snap off target through for a minor score. So that was their chance, Ryan.
It was. That's their first score. One behind. It's Rowville 4-1-25. 9.5 minutes left in this second term, but it was much better, and they got just start getting those options up forward.
Geez, and it was in good hands, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Izzy
it
Pollock,
was.
the BNF winner of last year, I believe.
Yep, incredible player.
With their 15 goals. Unable to add to that this morning here as the kick's inboard now. Notman, she's just been everywhere, hasn't she?
She has.
Denying Park Orchards as the ball's trickling about there. Collecting it was Bertoldi at ground level. And another throw's been picked out. Geez, not sure if you've kept an eye on that. That's probably the fourth or fifth throw today. So a barrel's sent forward now. It'll skid into Rowville's forward arc. Collecting it at ground level there on her hands and knees was Bo Curran. The ball will be tossed high again. So forward half stoppage for Rowville here as Ray again is set upon. And holding the ball was being picked out. It'll go the way of, not sure if you picked up a name there,
Rachel,
Jones.
yeah, Rachel
Jones, I believe, yep.
Really
Rachel Jones it is. Has she got the leg? So she's given it a fair hoist. Geez, it nearly fell in the lap of Brotto there. And she's just set upon, stacks on style.
I thought she had the mark.
Although a free kick's been picked out there. I'm not sure if she had any prior. She was set upon by about 3 Park Orchards defenders as they tried valiantly to prevent a goal. As a flying shot's kicked forward now. Across the face there it was from O'Connell Webb, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
The hyphens cut off on my team sheet here, so doing me no favours, Matty Fodia.
They've certainly got a few options up forward, like a Jones and Brotto, who have just really long kicks that can kick it from outside the arc, which is really going to be impressive, especially if they can go up a division in Premier Division. That sort of stands there, but again, the ball's turned over.
Might just have to cut you off there as Bell and Notman both slow to their feet after that marking contest. Notman probably coming off second best there for Rowville. She's in the hands of trainers at the moment. Two important pieces of this Rowville lineup that you don't want injured. So as Rukavana in front of us takes a good overhead mark, she'll look inboard, 15 metres on the diagonal to Taylor. Geez, the ball movement is promising. They're slicing up this Rowville defence. Although, just as I say that, almost on
just
cue.
That last kick, isn't it?
It's coughed up. That last entry inside 50 is their problem at the moment. So a scrubby little kick forward. Not sure that spun right. Bell, though, she looks to have recovered. She sends a high up and under. Overrunning it was that Park Orchards defender. It'll go out the back there. And Bell again, she's everywhere. She just tidies up her mess there, and leading up was Brotto, Ryan.
Yeah, and Brotto plays on immediately and gets a kick forward, and she finds the target herself. She's probably almost could have kick it herself from there. As you know, she's already kicked 2 and got some length on her. But they'll get a chance of their 5th goal of the game. It's a good-looking kick. It's bounced through, and Rowville do have their 5th. 5-2-32 to Park Orchards, 1 behind.
Wow.
Great kick there by Caitlin Taylor.
Wow.
It was a beautiful kick and a great mark inside 50, a great spot up by Brotto, and again, another good finish. And they're kicking them from everywhere.
So a 31-point lead at the 5-minute mark of the second term here, Ryan. Not sure even you would have predicted this.
No, I mean, it's hard to say. Park Orchards have been all right, but I think this just speaks to how dominant Rowville have been so far this year. And
you're known for your big calls. I'm not sure anyone would have guessed this as Park Orchards try and clear the centre of the ground. Going off the ground there was Ray. Didn't travel the required distance, although it'll be Squillis there fighting for it. The kick's been manufactured sideways. A mark's been paid, although Pollock, she spilled it, so she plays on to a one-on-one contest at the mouth of the goal. It's trickled through. Don't tell me. Izzy Pollock. We asked for her to stand up, and she's done exactly that on this occasion. 40 metres out, she just sent a flying shot that sailed over the packet in the hot spot. It has to be said. So, that's impressive.
Look at the leg speed on it. Just be able to get away from an opponent and find that space. And to be able to kick it forward over the Rowville defenders, that is exactly what we asked for, and it's exactly what Park Orchards need. Their first goal for the game. We talked about how important she is to that lineup, Izzy Pollock, and that's the sort of goals they'll need. So back in the middle, can they get another one? 4 minutes left in this second quarter. Another one would really make this interesting. And they do push forward. It's a good mark. They're on the wing. They have been pretty good at this stage. It's just this last kick, and that's a good. That works out well. Handball there, gets it forward. Bevan, a handball towards her teammate. Jasmine Taylor's there. A couple players looking for a free kick for being held, but umpire's not going to pay anything like that. And Rowville going to be able to clear it out through Drew. That was Amber Drew. She goes towards the wing, and the kick forwards off the boot is going to be picked up by Bertoldi. A really impressive pickup. Handball's off, and the ball goes back inside 50. A chance for a score here. Can they get it? But like all day, that backline, that Rowville backline. But she's kicked it right out of bounds, so it will be a possession to.
So Park Orchards will get another chance here. Send it back inside 50. They're peppering this Rowville backline early here. Gaining a bit of ascendancy, although Notman, again, she's stood tall all day, and it's no different on this occasion. She'll drive it back down the line, off hands. Although Park Orchards, all the numbers here. A great smother applied there by Morton it was, preventing that inside 50 kick. Players appealing for a free kick, not given, ball up. So tossed to high again. Umpires, they've wasted no time in doing that today. As O'Connor Webb again there. She's in two minds. She sends a high kick to Rakavina. She's all sorts of holding going on there as she tries to fight her way free. So the ball will be tossed aloft again in that centre circle, Ryan.
Yeah, Rukavina was almost a bit unlucky there to not earn herself a free kick. She does put herself in the right spots. The Park Orchards have got 2 minutes to get one more back. They currently trail by 25 points, but not out of it, not by a long shot. But Rowville are the ones that are able to get the clearance forward towards the wing, and it's tapped out there by Podolak, playing down back for the Sharks. So
Podolak there, it was a good one-on-one contest
well,
to win. She wanted line and she got it.
Ball up again in the middle, and umpire will call it back. They've done well, the young umpires. I like them so far. They have had quite a few. The kick forward there by Walhutta. Again, she gets a ball, and it's tackled by the Park Orchard defence, and it's a free kick.
So
free kick Rowville way.
The 75th throw of the day goes the way of Walhutta.
Very impressive so far, though.
Can she sneak a goal back? Is a minute on the clock on the eve of half-time. Park Orchards will try and clear. Standing underneath it was Kite. Off hands there. The ball just bubbling about. It'll be Podolak again, who scrubs a kick forward to Taylor. Fighting for it at ground level there is a Park Orchards player. She's set upon by Jones, it was, for Rowville. So 2 rucks will go at it again. The ball just bubbling about there. Another throw's been picked out. I'm surprised he missed that. He's been red hot on it all day.
He has. 36 seconds left on the clock. Rowville might be the only ones who can score from here. And they get a chance through Jones. Kicks it forward. But well done there by Park Orchards, able to take a mark and just hold the ball up. They can't allow another one. They trail by 25 points. And they'll probably take that. In 15 minutes, I think she came off the mark too early. So going to be too far out to have any chance of scoring. 8 seconds left. So they will survive without giving up another one. The ball goes up to the wing, and Walhutta again gets a kick forward, but that's all she wrote for the first half.
So the siren sounds there. Rowville 5-2-32, Park Orchards 1-1-7. And it has to be said they gained a bit of ascendancy back late in that second term, as Rowville sort of got a bit of a taste of their own medicine with Park Orchards' backline setting up strong and able to build that wall like we talked about in that first half. Quarter.
They did, and we were worried halfway through that first goal, that second quarter, sorry. Brotto, Taylor and Jones kicked a goal in that second quarter, and they looked ominous. They looked 5 goals up, but the momentum's just swung a little bit Park Orchard's way, and they will get a really impressive goal from Isabel Pollock, which is probably goal of the day at the moment, and just able to get that margin to 25 points, and they'll be happy with that. They'll take that going into the second half. There's plenty to work on. A 25-point lead, still nothing. They can score, as we know, so they're well and truly in this match. It's not over, and we'll be back. Be taking a break now, and we'll be back for the third quarter shortly. You're listening to the Deakin University Match of the Round, Division 1, clash of the undefeated sides, Rowville versus Park Orchards. Rowville lead by 25 points.
Welcome back, listeners, to Seebeck Oval. My name is Trent Callan. I'm joined alongside Ryan Long, here to broadcast the second half of what has been an enthralling battle so far.
Yeah, it has, Trent. And look, we looked at that about halfway through that second quarter and thought it might be a bit of a blowout with Rowville getting 3 real quick goals in that patch of 10 minutes. But they fought themselves back in the game, Park Orchards, and really importantly, they got that last goal through Pollock, which brings the margin to 25 and gives them a bit of a chance. It's probably just been their entries inside forward 50, Trent. I think when Rowville go forward, they're able to take marks, and their set shots, they're all really good kickers. They're all really strong. They've got a bit of length in their kicks, and if they can take a mark inside 50, they'll probably kick a goal. So that's probably been the difference. And as you saw with Pollock's goal, it was on the run, and that's the sort of probably what they need to do is be able to just, if they can't win the contest, the one-on-ones inside 50, if they can get it to ground, they've got those players around them, they can get the ball and and take shots on goal.
No, too right there, Ryan. Certainly interested to see how Rowville will go about this second half and more importantly, Park Orchards, if they're able to draw this deficit back of 25 points as its players just head to their position.
Who from Park Orchards do you think, is there anyone there that you look at if they are to win or really come back in this game? Is there anyone that really stands out for you that needs to step up?
Probably just a question without notice there, Ryan.
Sorry to put you on the spot. For me, it really is a Pollock. I think she's just by far one of the best players. And she did step up in that second quarter, which is important. As the ball's bounced back for this second half, going to be important centre clearance to start the third quarter. And Park Orchards may be able to win it. That was through Taylor. She goes wide. And Bertoldi's going to get the hands on the ball first. And that's probably one player maybe that, if she does step up, she's been the best 4 times this year, all 4 games. And she earns herself a free kick. High tackle. She goes towards a player. But again, Rowville had four numbers back there. It was a strong mark, and they'll try and push forward themselves. As we just see Panzer just enter the field of play there. Yeah. Chance for Park Orchards to go forward now. That's a good mark. Is it paid? It is paid. Penny Bowman. She's kicked 3 goals this year so far, so she is a goal kicker, and she looks like she's going to back herself to kick it. She gets good length on it, but again, Rowville's backline has just stood up all day, and I think that's Amber Drew.
So Drew, she'll try and switch play. Although it's a risky kick, and it'll fall into the lap of, not sure, got a name there of 34. That's unfortunate. She did well there to cut off that switching kick. And it'll create another forward half stoppage there. So O'Connor Webb there. She'll try and track it at ground level. She gives it to Ruckman from a standing start. Unable to get boot to ball there. Was another Rowville midfielder. 34 again. She misses her feet. So a sort of comedy of errors to start this third term as Rowville clear. It's a good long right foot ball. Standing underneath it there is Cornish.
Oh, caught high. So it'll go the way of Park Orchards through Hartnett. Another one that probably needs to stand up again, Ryan. Yeah, it will be important if they can win. The kick's pretty good. Rukavina just slung to the ground, and that's a dangerous tackle as it should be. A free kick as it should be. So a chance for Park Orchards through Rukavina. Another one of their more impressive players. Kicks long. I just can't get a mark, and again it's turned over. This time O'Connell Webb stands their ground, takes a strong mark, and goes to the outer wing in front of Drew, but she's going to have to run onto it. Got plenty of time, a bit of space. The handball over. Doesn't quite find her teammate, but they do well to be able to... Oh, it actually turned over here. And just their pressure, though, was able to stop anything from happening.
So Squillis it was, yep.
One of the inclusions
there. Just looking at the setup of Rowville behind the ball here. O'Connell Webb, she was spared, but she's found an opponent there.
Even just Caitlin Taylor there playing off Izzy Pollack.
There's Bell now. She drives it inboard. It'll be a 1-on-1 contest. Standing underneath it was Morton, although at ground level there, Hartnett, we said she had to stand up.
Off the ball.
She does exactly that, and it'll be a downfield free kick. 34 is missing on our team sheet here, so apologies there.
Good sportsmanship there by Morton, though. That gave away the free kick, but helped her up. The kick, unfortunately, is just a behind. Fortunately, we don't have a name on the team sheet, but she has been impressive. She's found plenty of the ball, especially in the start of this third quarter. But it does sneak through for a minor score.
I'd love to attach a name to that number because she has been prominent early here.
She has, and I'm actually looking on the site now to see if I can quickly find it.
Okay, you do that, and I'll keep an eye on the play here. As Rowville have got the kicking duties here, so they'll send it to our side here. As a pack forms, Bell there with a nice lead. She'll mark. She sends it down the line into the waiting arms of Rukavina, who juggles it to ground. She's been good. She's in amongst the votes, you'd think. She drives it forward now. What can Park Orchards muster up? Well,
Well done. They earned the free kick.
they've earned a free kick, and that's because Boel, I believe, was playing in front spot. So Hartnett there just having a word to the trainers. Hope she's all right as Boel. She strides in and sends a kick straight over the goal umpire's head for Park Orchard's second. So good signs here for the away side early.
Absolutely, Trent. And we asked for a bit of a response, and they've given it so far. This first 5 minutes of this third term, they've dominated possession. They've been able to generate those inside 50s, and once the ball hits the ground, they're dangerous. It's just, when they do launch it up into the air, they're probably not going to win those one-on-one contests. So, if they can get front position and just either kick the ball down or earn a free kick, they'll start scoring. And 2-2-14, they trail Rowville 5-2-32. So they're well and truly in this game, aren't they?
I was interested at the break there, at the main break, to see whether or not Park Orchards were able to build on their momentum that they had late in that second term. So
yeah, they have started well.
So back in the centre we are. The game seems to be on a knife edge despite the margin. As the ball's bubbling about. Tackled there was Denny, brought to ground, and it'll be a ball up as a result. So having gained a couple of metres Park Orchard's way. Two rucks will go at it again. Rukavina, she just sets upon Denny again. She's been running out of superlatives to describe her game so far. She's been been awesome.
Should be the match winner for them if they can get up. That's a great tackle. Bevan gets a handball out. Bertoldi. And the kick forward won't go any farther than Notman, who holds it up. And she wins the ball and gets a handball out to Cornish. Her kick goes down the line and can find a target in Walhutter. One of Rowville's best so far today. And the kick just bounces off from Brotto. But she's got a spare teammate that's able to win the ball. And again, it's by Rukavina, but her handball is cut off, and now Rowville get a chance to go forward. Plays on immediately, inside 50. Bell's got the ball, one-on-one. Oh, just couldn't quite grab it. She does well to win it back, being held by Panzer, and she earns herself a free kick. Well done. She dropped the ball, but was able to gain it back, and now she's going to be able to take a set shot.
Jeez, how was their second efforts there?
Really well done.
Getting her head under to win the footy.
Yeah, just to beat out Panzer, who, as we know, is really impressive. She's been the best twice this year. So Caitlin Bell, she's got a long kick on it. It's a really good kick off the boot. Just right. Just for a behind, a minor score. Rowville 5-3-33. Lead Park Orchards 2-2-14. 12 minutes to go in this third term.
So Bell there adds a single point to their lead here, with her kick fading late from 30 out on a slight angle. So it'll be Hartnett again with the kick out duty. She'll send a long ball out onto that far side. Running onto it was Bertoldi. So sort of a set play there. Although Notman there standing in the way will take a good intercept mark as she tries to drive it back down the line. As Park Orchards track it at ground level, Bertoldi again. She'll send it high up and under. Squillis unable to complete the mark. Pollock again. First time laying eyes on her this quarter as she kicks an inside 50 ball. Cutting it off was Hohen, I believe. And she'll look to go on this outer wing side.
And they've got a bit of space now here through Taylor. The handball out. O'Connell Webb. She gets the ball. She does really well. Picks it up. Handball back to Taylor. And she handballs it out to someone in the middle. Walhutter. The kick goes down the line. They've got Morton open, but well done by Rukavina for Park Orchards to get the ball first. She did well, and now through Matilda Ray, they get a chance to go forward again, the Sharks. But O'Connell cuts it off. Her kick up towards Jones. And again, the Sharks defenders have done really well. They've stepped up since halftime. And the kick forward, just into space. And this is where they've looked dangerous when they have had the ball on the ground. That's where they can kick their goals from.
So it was Notman and Squillis there. Two like numbers, both wearing the 28. So some synergy there, or whatever. As the ball's tapped about, and it'll be off hands, out of bounds. So it'll be a ball up on that arc of the Park Orchards forward line as they look to still draw back this deficit. Squillis then, she manufactures a kick out of bounds again, and there'll be another ball up. So
as good as they've been in this third term, they'd like one more. They'd like to get it within 3 goals at three-quarter time to have a real sniff of beating Rowville. So we've said it.
The margin's probably just out of reach at the moment.
Yeah, you would like one more, wouldn't you? It's just with and it looks like we've got an injury here for Rowville coming off. We'll keep an eye on that at the moment. Hopefully nothing too serious as the play continues. That's Cornish. They couldn't get a handball out, and there'll be another. And we'll just go to the bench here. It looks like Amber Drew. Looks like it's holding her face. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but she goes to the bench. So keep an eye if she comes back on the field.
It was Bo Curran replacing her. So running onto it is Volhutta, and Bo Curran. She'll be in the action, coming straight off the bench. She sends it to the feet of a spinning Denny. It was. She kicks a ball down the line to Morton, who's got good hands, to the running Rowville player on the outer. She'll drive it inboard into the path of Bell. She collects it well, and her hands are just as good to match, although unable to link up on their 1-2. Morton again, she taps it to the way of Bell, right in front of us here. As Bell looks up, and she didn't realise, but Park Orchards player into Petro was standing in the hole to intercept. As a great mark's been taken, I think, by Brotto. She sends it back down inboard now. Impressive. And a low diving mark has been taken there by Rowville's Jones. So Rachel Jones, Ryan.
She's going to play on immediately and launches up to a one-on-one in the square. Park Orchards did well. And there's Panzer that gets to the ball first, just in front of McManus. McManus was the one out in the square. Almost could have kicked it from there. She got the distance. Park Orchards, it's a dangerous couple of minutes here. Can't allow another goal to win this game. It's in a dangerous position inside 50 for Rowville. A bit of a scrap will lead to another ball up. We've got 8 minutes left in the third term. Rowville 5-3-33, lead Park Orchard 2-2-14. Barado in the ruck, but it's Ray again for Park Orchards, who was able to get the clearance out. Couldn't go too far.
So if you're a Park Orchards fan, you'd hate another one to be added to the Rowville scoreboard here. That would almost just about be the nail in the coffin, you'd think. So Park Orchards, they fight for it at ground level. The kick's been manufactured out. Although Notman, as she's done all day, standing in the hole, she'll try and get boot to ball. Sending a high up and under was 22 for Rowville. She'll drive it out onto the outer wing side of the Cornish of Batoldi. It was cutting off the Rowville player Volhutta as they fight for it at ground level still. Held without it. There was the Park Orchards player in Boal, not awarded, so there'll be a ball up. There's Squillis on her hands and knees there.
Certainly the intensity has picked up in this quarter. One more goal would really make this game interesting. As Volhutta gets the ball and just slams it on the boot forward, not much on. And Park Orchards may be able to get the ball going forward through Hohen. Has been impressive. But it's going to come back. And now Taylor Morton.
With a one-hander.
Yeah, really has a chance. They can go long down the line with McManus. Should I play in front of her? And that's, I believe, Rukavina has just stood up all morning. And she's going to play on immediately. Smothered by Bell. Great smother. Can she control it well? Rukavina may have given away a free kick in the back.
Jeez, that's twice now.
Caitlin Bell.
The 1% as it is, and she's awarded the free kick as a result. She's got numbers inboard in Morton. She goes for goal herself. And standing on the line, it's rushed through for a minor score. A fair effort from the angle.
Yeah, and I think that may be a bit of a worry that for Park Orchard, their defenders see. And are we getting a goal here? No,
what the hell?
It is a goal. Caitlin Bell's kicked it, so.
Excuse my language. I'm just bemused. I'm shocked. The late call. So Bell, I'm not sure even she knew.
Well, it did look. We did think from the goal umpire obviously had a better view than us from here. So that's a really good goal by Caitlin Bell, and that stretches the margin out back out to 25, which is really hurts the Sharks.
The late goal umpire call there has ruined a big moment, I feel.
Yeah, it did.
Could have added something to that.
You're calling it well, weren't you? There?
I could have added something to that.
Back in the middle.
We move on.
And the tap out. It's going to be a really important 5 minutes here before three-quarter time for Park Orchards to get back into it.
No, I'm not happy.
No.
I'm not happy.
O'Connell Webb again gets the ball, and she just ducks and weaves through, gets a kick forward, and that's Rachel Jones. Got a long kick on her, but she decides to pass it off smartly, and almost taken by Taylor. She plays on, she's tackled, gets through one tackle, handball over, got me good chance of back to Bell again, kick towards the line, a kick from Brother out of nowhere, snaps it through, and Rowville will have a 5-goal lead. Just out the back, Danielle Brodel, that's goal number 3. They're going to be hard to stop from here, Trent.
So out of nowhere, Rowville with 2 in a minute. Against the run of play, it has to be said, Park Orchards look to have all the ascendancy going forward, but with 2 inside 50 entries, Rowville manufactured 2 goals. And it was Bell again who sent it deep inside 50 there, and Brotto was able to clean up the mess at ground level, crumbing it well.
Yeah, there wasn't. She's so dangerous. She's found herself in that position, and she's very smart football. A couple of times she's been able to shepherd it through. She thinks it's going all the way, and like that, then when it's not, she's able to grab it and just be able to put it through. That's goal number 12 for the year.
Yeah,
Danielle Brotto.
And it's hoeing on her at the moment. I'm not sure if that's a matchup that the Park Orchards coach needs to reassess or something.
Hard matchup. I mean, there's matchups all over the ground. Obviously, Caitlin Bell's got off the really in the second and third quarter, really been really impressive. And so is that one. Volhutter kicks the ball forward. Park Orchards can't allow another one. If there's any chance, they've got to kick the next one, and they've got to kick it in 3 minutes. They trail by 31.
So Pollock was doing everything she can to drive it forward for Park Orchards. They clear through the Park Orchards player and Hartnett again. She's got a big, long kick on her. It's no different on this occasion. She drives it forward on that outer wing side. Claiming her was Squillis, and it'll be a ball up. So what can Park Orchards do by the way of goal here? As a kick's been kicked forward now, fighting for it at ground level. Off the ground goes Morton. It'll work out to O'Connor Webb. She'll drive it forward to Volhutter. It was. She's quick to play on. So she's got numbers on this broadcasting side wing. Taylor was one of them. She'll be in pursuit with Hartnett at that centre ground side.
And now Park Orchards, can they get anything going? As the kick forward by Cornish does well. Might not go as far as the other number 1, Bertoldi. But Park Orchards again Rowville first to the footy. And they've been rewarded a free kick here. So 2 minutes left in the term. One more would probably seal the game for Rowville. The forwards are the dangerous woman. Caitlin Bell turns onto the right foot, long towards the almost down to McManus. And Park Orchards, the kick's not a good one. It's going to be lucky not to be turned over. Again, Caitlin Ball, she's been everywhere. She's first to the footy, but tackled by the Park Orchards defender Isabel Pollock. Running out of time.
She's small in stature, Pollock, but she's makes up for it with her. She's got a big heart. She collects it at ground level now. She'll kick it into the path of Hartnett. It was unable to collect at ground level with O'Connor Webb harassing her there at ground level. The kick will go forward by Drew into the waiting arms of Taylor, who intercepts.
So the Sharks now running out of time, a minute left in this third quarter. It's been all Rowville in the last 5 minutes, but they do earn themselves a free kick through Bertoldi, Kristen Bertoldi. 4 times in the best this year out of 4 games. She gets a chance to go forward. This is where they probably struggled, but the hang slips through a Rowville defender, and it'll lead to another ball up. 42 seconds left on the clock. Need one more. Can they get the margin back to 25, make this interesting? The tap out is Lisa O'Connell-Webb. She just ducks around, kicks the ball forward. She's got a woman in Brotto open. She's on Rukavina. What a fascinating battle this has been all day so far. Her kick forward for Rowville is not going to get anywhere. Dangerous, very dangerous tackle, and I hope she's okay there.
That is not on.
And
she's unmoved.
She's not moving at the moment. Can't quite see who that is down there, but that is a worry.
Trainers rush to her aid there, unable to work out who that is, but it's a Park Orchards player.
3/4 time.
As the siren sounds, marking 3/4 time there. We'll stay with it for the moment being.
Still can't quite see who that was. It certainly wasn't intentional, and she did feel sorry, but we are thinking about her there. That looks.
She was quick to check on her
she was.
and apologise, I'm sure. But
good sportsmanship.
Nonetheless, the damage was done, and she looks to.
Unfortunately, we can't tell who that is down there, but we do hope she is okay.
Just summarising now, Rowville 7-3-45 to Park Orchards 2-2-14. It's a 31-point lead the way of the home side, as they just showed their true colours late in that third term.
Yeah, they did, and they look really in it there, Park Orchards. And they just had that one more goal with those inside 50s. They really could have made this interesting.
Sorry, just the yellow card's been given there.
There has been a yellow card
to Morton, I believe. So, and rightly so. It has to be said. It was a dangerous. It was
tackle. A dangerous tackle. Yes, you're right. And we certainly didn't mean it to be that way. But our thoughts are with the woman that's down at the moment. But hopefully we'll be able to get a name when we come back from the break. We will go to a break right now. It is Rowville by 31 points at 3/4 time. The Deakin University matched around. You're listening to Division 1 Rowville versus Park Orchards at Seebeck Oval. Yes, welcome back to Seebeck Oval. You're listening to the Rowville versus Park Orchards Division 1 Deakin University match of the round. It's Rowville who currently lead by 31 points, and just before the 3/4 time, a dangerous tackle left Dakota Hohen down on the ground, but she is up, she's walking, she's come to the bench now, so she does seem to be okay. Hopefully for her sake it's nothing with the head. We weren't too sure from our view from here what it was in the tackle, but she does seem to be fine, so that is good news to see her up and around. And from a Park Orchards perspective, 31 points down, but they're within the contest, aren't they, Trent?
Yeah, well, it's sort of do or die for them now. They'll look to employ a strategy of just all-out attack, I suggest. But no, you mentioned that dangerous tackle there. There was a yellow card, just touching on it again, awarded the way of Morton, I believe. So rightly so there. Left Hohen on the ground there, winded. So, but she's up to her feet now. So good signs there.
Yeah, and certainly nothing malicious. It's just probably you're right, a bit of a dangerous tackle that we've had a couple so far, and you do see them every game, and the right call was made in the end. So in terms of the game, it will be hard to see Park Orchards come back in the game. They've got to kick at least 6 goals, and they've only kicked the 2 so far. And you talk about Rowville, as we've said, only 3 goals they've scored in the last 4 weeks. So that's a tough ask with a really strong Rowville backline.
I just want to add there, probably the reasoning behind Rowville's, I guess, kickstart there, or their couple of goals there was that Bell was moved forward. So she spent most of her day in the midfield. Just as I say that, I look across and she's standing there at the moment, setting around. But she did move forward there, and that was a tactical ploy by Rowville that sort of allowed for a mismatch up forward, and it worked wonders in the end.
And you're absolutely right, and she's probably been their most dangerous forward Yeah, especially in that corner. And, as soon as she gets the ball, I think Park Orchard's defenders worry, and they've given away at least 2 free kicks inside 50 that one has resulted in a goal. So they're going to just have to be able to watch her. She's obviously just in the middle now. And it will be an important last term as the umpire holds the ball up. Seebeck Oval. Last term, Rowville versus Park Orchards. Both sides undefeated. Can Park Orchards do anything in this last quarter to get a bit of a comeback? The clearance is good. It lands in Bowman's hands and she just kicks the ball forward, which will bounce through for a minor score. 2-3-15. Trail Rowville 7-3-45.
We've just had a bit of a malfunction with the scoreboard there.
Yeah, is going.
I think Park Orchards were in front at one point there, but
got a bit of a lead for half a second.
I think clearances will be important for sure in this last term. So 20 minutes for Park Orchards here to do something by the way of drawing this deficit back. But Pollock's been moved to the centre, so he's hoping she can add a bit of a run on for Park Orchards as the ball's kicked out on that far wing side into the waiting arms of Morton. So she'll drive it back down the line. Bell nearly claimed it. She'll recover at ground level. Manufacture a handout to Volhutta. And she'll drive it forward into the waiting arms of Ray, it was, I believe, who takes a good mark. She'll look to go to this broadcasting side wing. Bertoldi unable to mark, and she's hurt in the process. Clutching at that ankle of hers as Drew not waiting. She'll try and run it forward. She'll link up by hand with Kite, the ruckman. She drives it forward now. It'll clear the pack. Can they sock her off the ground? Although Kite's there and she's received by hand to kick a great goal down that hill. So Rowville, they're just flexing their muscles late.
Yeah, certainly that now puts them out to probably a lead that looks too much to come back from. 8-3-51. Park Orchards 2-3-15, but they've been good all day, and Bertoldi there, we looked like maybe an ankle injury. The trainer went over to her, but she's been able to walk it off, and she's remaining on the field, which is important for the Sharks because probably one of the club's best players, has been the best every game so far for the Sharks. But speaking of Tegan Kite, who just kicked that goal, she's really impressed. She started off the game really strong in the ruck in that first quarter and was able to give their midfielders plenty of the ball. And deserved a goal. So
it was the run by Drew there on this. Yep. She's playing a wing position there, and she's certainly one that Rowville like to get the ball in her hands as much as they can. As the ball's socket off the ground by Volhutta, it'll be Bo Curran who collects it. She looks out wide, although Pollock runs her down. The tackle of the day, stopping her in her tracks there. It was Taylor who was claimed in the process, and Pollock wins out. So some fighting spirit showed by one of their best. There's a 2-on-1 situation on that far wing side. O'Connell Webb, gee, she's been lively. Liking the look of the high socks. Got a bit of a retro feel as she drives it high up and under. Forward now as bodies just lay on top of the ball.
I certainly used to, always when I used to play, I always had the high socks. I never had them at my ankles.
So an uphill battle here for Park Orchards, it has to be said.
Yep.
Certainly a big mountain to climb if they would overcome Rowville here. As the ball's been kicked out now. Trying to collect was Rowville there. The kick's been manufactured forward into the path of Cornish, who's just tapping it forward. The ball's trickled inside forward 50 now. It'll be a 1-on-1 contest through the legs of Boal. It was. So whistle's been blown, a free kick's been picked out. I looked down for a second, I've missed that one.
Yeah, Boal just gave away the free kick to Montague in the back there, which is a bit of an issue there because they looked almost on. And once again, O'Connell Webb, just the amount of disposal she's had this morning she's been off the leash. And now here's Denny that just tries to, I think she got a kick smothered. They look to be on if they had that kick on. And we'll get a ball up just past the centre square on the outer wing. 15 minutes to go in this final term. So Here's Denny again. Her kick was smothered and O'Connor Webb clears it. She's going to Drew. Ball bounces off her chest. Rowville. It's going to be a clearance here for the Sharks. Here's Bowman. The handball out. Couldn't find someone to link up with. And once again, Rowville do really well. And look who it ends up in the hands of. O'Connor Webb down the line. And now they're on. Plays on. Gets a kick inside forward 50. They've got options. And here we go. Slams the ball on their left foot. And was looking for Jeffers. But there's still a chance here. Jeffers now picks it up. The handball off. Snap on the left. And she's kicked at Seesman. Seesman kicks her second goal. Just never gave up, Jeffers. Got their handball out. And that's another one for the Hawks. Really impressive this afternoon. That's
worrying signs when Rowville are able to outnumber Park Orchards in the back line there.
Well, Nixon did everything right. She put herself in the right position in front of Jeffers. But I think that really credit to the number 10 Rowville player, Cara Jeffers, who just kept fighting. Was the second efforts, the intensity there, got the handball out, and Seedman, the vice captain, was able to put it through for a second.
So Rowville just proving why they're as good as they are in this Division 1. As the ball's been kicked forward now, Park Orchard's way. They try and fly the flag here late. As Notman now, she hasn't had much to do in this second half. As the ball's been majority in that Rowville forward line. Ball's trickling about now. It'll be picked up, although set upon. It was Notman claiming her. Bumped off it was a Park Orchards midfielder. She looks to be in a world of hurt.
Surprised she didn't get the free kick there. Seemed to be off the ball. But again, I love the sportsmanship. Every time someone has gone down, opposition teammates have always been there to help them up. We'd love to see that in local footy. So another ball up. And did the umpire call something? It's coming back. The kick from Denny won't matter.
Jeez, I was confused for a second there. Play sort of just took a stop there.
Looks another Park Orchards player coming off.
Might be Ray. And I just want to touch there, while we've got a break in play here at the moment, probably the reasoning behind Park Orchard's sort of downfall here. They're sort of fatiguing in this last quarter, and that's due to their lack of depth. I mean, they've got one on the bench and with a couple of injuries.
Here. They're going to run into a goal. Hartnett from Boel finishes it. Sorry, Trent. But that's Park Orchard's third. Really, really impressive. One of their best inside 50 entries all morning. And really smart Boel to link up to Hartnett to get her third goal for the year, her first this afternoon. And Park Orchards gets one back. Sorry to cut you off there, Trent.
No, don't be sorry. That's not your fault. But no, certainly Hartnett there. She spent most of her time at the defensive end for Park Orchards, so might be a bit of a last gasp effort of Park Orchards to send her forward, and it's been justified as she's kicked a good goal there on the run.
And Rowville now going forward. I believe that's Brotto. That is a massive kick up towards McManus. And under pressure here, the Sharks. Panzer with the ball. She was first there, and she earns herself a free kick. And they swarmed the Rowville forwards. So she did well to hold her nerve. But she's going to go towards our side, the broadcasting side. Slips through Bertoldi's hands. And a chance now through Walhutta. She kicks it forward, slams it towards the goal line. Panzer's there they'll just sort of get a kick. But it seems to be a behind there from Bukaroom. Rowville 9-4-58. Lead the Sharks 3-3-21. Both sides coming into this game undefeated. But looks like the Hawks will be the only side undefeated in Division 1 after this. They'll go to a 6-0 start, Trent. Incredible. After where they were last year, they were 2-8 at the end of the season when it was interrupted.
So as we just about tick over the halfway point of this last term, it's off hands now. Volhutta and Denny combined to send it forward. It'll be Taylor who stands in the way to try and send it back outside 50. Hartnett stands underneath it along with Notman. Denny wins out at ground level. She's the kick's affected forward as driving it back down the line was a Park Orchards defender. Running onto it was Squillis here. She'll try and work in tandem with Boal as the kick's been sent forward now to a one-on-one contest. Brotto playing in defence now. She works it out well with Taylor, who will drive it out onto the outer wing side.
And, a chance for a late goal now. Seedsman kicks the ball inside 50, but it's Panzer there that's going to get her hands to the ball first for the Sharks. Her kick may come straight back into the forward 50 for Rowville. The kick isn't really in favour of any Rowville forward. But they seem to just swarm in numbers. So here's a chance now. They're going to get it again. And they've just got so much run. Inside 50, there's Walhutta again. But this time it's going to fall short. And it's going to roll through for another behind. 9-5-59. The Sharks 3-3-21.
I just had my eyes on Rukavina there, and about a couple of minutes prior to that flying shot, she sent back deep inside defensive 50 to act as that goalkeeper to play that sort of role. So there's an off-the-ground soccer now. It'll be in danger, and the whistle's blown, going the way of Cornish for Rowville. So she's got options standing all on her lonesome in Jeffers, and she takes an easy uncontested chest mark. About 40 out, no real angle to speak of. She'll send it to a hot spot, a high up and under, and it'll sail over. She might have had the distance in the end, but it was off target. Through for a minor score. So a nice little percentage boost for Rowville coming up. Not that they need it.
As you said, an 880% percentage at the start of the day. I think they will lose percentage now. I think that's how it works. I have no idea how it works, actually, to be honest. But they're still well and truly on top. And the Sharks cannot get anything going. But it's stopped off by O'Connell-Webb. The Sharks do well to get some numbers around her and get a tackle. But she just finds them. Well, she's been sensational today. Her kick inside 50. Is not going to be able to find a target. Oh, and the run from the Sharks defender there was brilliant. Her ball goes up towards the wing. The centre. And it's cut off.
By Notman it was.
Notman. And her kick goes to Taylor. And her kick can't quite get a target. But it does well to get inside 50 in front of Kite. It was really impressive in that first quarter, which was in the ruck. And they just keep moving the ball forward. That was through Bukaroom. Got Seedsman there on a one-on-one. Her tackle's good. Can they ping her? No, they won't.
So it's locked in there on the forward pocket for Rowville. So it seems they're not done. They want to add more to this lead, as Carmen it was missing her boot to try and exit there as the ball's just bubbling about still. Corman will get the hand to Pollock, and she's on the run now. She takes a bounce, trying to do it all herself. I don't blame her. Pollock now, she'll drive it forward, pushed as she's kicked, and the mark to Notman will not be awarded. It'll be a downfield free kick the way of Park Orchard. So off by hand she goes. Not sure that was the right option. Standing still. There's a high up and under there. Boal, she'll collect at ground level, try and spin out of trouble. She does well, although Walhutta, standing in an outnumbered situation, 2-on-1 it was, will exit as Park Orchards try and rush to lock it in here. They do well. No. Podolak it is. Can she? No, she can't. She's gifted the high contact free kick to Walhutta there. She'll send sort of a dribble kick. It was inboard now. So, what do you make of that, Ryan?
Yeah, look, they're going inside 50. They've done everything right. It's probably been Rowville's defence is really well coached, and their setup behind the ball is, really impressive for a Division 1 club, and it would stand in a Premier Division game. I mean, if they are lucky enough to go up to Premier B next year, I think they'll go really well, the Hawks. But And the Sharks aren't too far behind as Rukavina seems to be pushed off the ball, and she'll earn herself a free kick. She's been really impressive for the Sharks. Maybe their best player. So she may feature in the votes at the end of the game.
The out of position umpire.
Smart call.
Blew his whistle for Rukavina there. And she's sent it forward there to Hartnett. We talked about her move going forward.
Yep.
It's probably too little too late if you're a Park Orchards fan, but nonetheless, she looks to slot her second of the day. She's got a 30-metre task in front of her, straight in front. The kick looks to be skewed off target. Through for a minor score this time. So 9-6-61 plays Park Orchards 3-4-23. It's been a valiant effort by Park Orchards here.
And if you are watching it from home, we are losing picture a bit due to the connection here, so we'll try to describe the play as best as we can as the Sharks go inside 50. And the kick towards, Bowman almost took the mark. It spilled out and Rowville got numbers everywhere. The defenders again have just been, they've stood up all day, but the kick out is going to be turnover, and Bevan can't hold the mark, but she just, good body strength. Rukavina puts the ball on the right boot. She get a mark, and she can. That's Alana Boel. And a chance to kick their fourth. It's a very tight angle.
She's tucked up against the boundary line.
Go the drop punt from here. I think she's going for it. She looks confident. She comes in, and that is it's a good kick, but it is to the right. So just a minor score, 3-5-23. The Rowville 9-6-60. So apologies for the delay in coverage with the screen. Hopefully the connection will be okay. And Rowville now a chance to bring the ball out of the back line. We've got 3 minutes left in this quarter. Here's Amber Drew. And once again, we'll get a ball up, Trent.
That we will. So O'Connor Webb, geez, I've been impressed with her. She stands out with those high socks. I'm not sure they can be pulled up any higher, but...
So quick, isn't she?
Bumped off it there was the Park Orchards ruckman. By Williams it was, and they clear through Rowville. It'll be Bertoldi there, trying to fight her way through traffic. She'll link up with Taylor. Can she get the 1-2? She can, although the free kick's been picked out. Incorrect disposal it was, and a penalty of 25 metres, or 15, geez, 5 metres even.
Yeah. I don't go far, do it?
Has been picked out there, so Morton it was. She takes a good mark. She's off and running. She sends a driving kick forward into the waiting arms of Rowville forward, although it's off hands and they'll clear. Look to be out of bounds though, so it'll be coming back thick and fast.
Amber Drew, get it back inside 50. They've got two targets. Morton gets a mark, plays on. She's going to put it on the right boot. Yes, she will. And that's a brilliant goal. Deserved to kick it. And there's another one for the Hawks. 10-6-66. They lead by a margin that is too much to come back from, obviously, with a couple minutes left. And Hawks fans, you'll be 6-0. You'll join the men's side at 6-0. What a time to be part of the Rowville Football Club. They are going along brilliantly. They should be excited. And it's going to be hard to see who beats them this year. But Park Orchards, to their credit, have really fought hard today with one on the bench. And they've had a few players come off with injuries and clashes. So if they can have a full-strength side come September, this will be a really fascinating contest to come back to.
So O'Connor Webb it is. She had to pivot because she was heading the wrong way. Nortman collects it at ground level. Just touching on Morton there, the goal kicker previously. She's been good today again, and that's probably a reward for her efforts.
Yep. They really haven't had, I mean, you can look through the names. There's not many who haven't touched the ball or haven't had an impact in where the positions. Even the one who've had, maybe haven't had much disposals, have just structurally played a really strong game. So here's Danielle Brotto, earns herself a free kick with 30 seconds left, and it's turned over straight to Ellie Hartnett.
She's stood tall in this second half, one of Park Orchard's best. She'll send a high up and under. Bertoldi stands underneath it and takes a good mark. Good contested overhead mark there. It's impressive stuff. She drives it forward with 10 seconds left. Time expiring here. It'll be Valhara who exits. And the clock will beat Rowville here as they celebrate their 6th win of the season.
Wow.
And they just continue on their merry way in season 2022.
They are an incredible club, Rowville, and the final score, as we said, 10-6-66 to the Park Orchards, 3-5-23. They go to 6-0. Park Orchards' first loss of the season, 4-1. They will still remain in that second spot on the ladder, despite any other results. I think they do have a percentage boost and a game clear of third. So, really fascinating game in the end, Trent. And we'll get to the votes shortly, but even though the scoreline suggests that Rowville were in control of this game the whole morning, which some may argue that, Park Orchards had real moments where they were able to control the ball, they linked up well, and it was just probably that inside 50, that last kick inside 50, hitting the targets, where Rowville, when they go forward, you had players like Caitlin Bell who just, they find the ball, and once they get it, they're dangerous, and they're hard plays to stop. So, and you can look at Danielle Brotto, Seedsman. There's so many targets up there that can kick goals, which is really hard to stop. And if Park Orchards are to beat Rowville in the future, they will match up against them again before September. They'll probably be looking at that aspect of the game that may need a change if they are to get a win.
No, you're right. And you mentioned this being probably the grand final preview. Park Orchards will take a lot of positives out of moments. They had moments in this game, but across 4 quarters, Rowville were just the better team on the day, and they are a force to be reckoned with. I'd be intimidated if I was looking across the fixture and saw that matchup.
And I mean, this is probably the most they've been challenged. Look, North Ringwood kicked 4 goals against them in that round 1 clash, and I really rate North Ringwood as a club, winning a premiership in 2019, where they're at the moment. But I think this today, I think that leaves thinking, look, if there's a side that's going to really challenge us for a flag this year, it's Park Orchards. And, if you want to look at, Beaconsfield have had a pretty impressive start. North Ringwood are around the mark, but I think these two still are by far the best 2 sides in the division.
You're right, and just scan your eye across the votes here. Have you got a 3-2-1 for us?
Yes, I will. I'm going to give 1 to Caitlin Rukavina for the Park Orchards. I thought she stepped up, especially in that first half, especially when the game was really open and Park Orchards had a chance of winning. I thought she was really impressive down back. She finds plenty of the ball. She's a great user of the ball. She's very quick. Never gave up in the last quarter. She was still getting inside 50s and generating chances for scores. So I really wanted to give, there's about 5 or 6 that I want to give votes to. So I know I'm going to be missing players here. But 2 votes to Caitlin Bell. And I thought maybe there were patches that she didn't have much of the ball. But when she did have the ball, she was a match winner. So especially in that third quarter when she pushed forward, as you mentioned, Tread, she just found plenty of it. And she generates she generates panic in the Park Orchard defence. She gave a couple of defenders, gave away free kicks. So that sort of just speaks to how good she is up forward. She's a match winner. So 2 votes to her and 3 votes to O'Connell Webb. Just found a ton of the ball and was just really quick, used the ball well. She's very quick, and for me, she was just best on.
So that'll just about do us here at Seebeck Oval. It was Rowville running out winners here in the Division 1 top of the table contest. I'm Trent Callan. You've heard the voice of Ryan Long all day, and that'll do it with the Deakin Uni Senior Women's broadcast here. Thanks for your company.
Thanks, Trent. Thanks for listening.